We're adding the final touches to our patio, and in today's DIY we're going to be showing you how to use a slurry mixture on this existing server area and braai area that's here. Now, it has already been plastered, however it really just isn't fitting in. This was a kind of red plaster sand. You can see there's a bit of a mixture. It's looking a bit mottly, so we want to give it that really slick finish to fit in with everything new that we've built here. To make it easy, and when dealing with something like this, really it's a simple process. Mix up a bit of cement, create a slurry, add a bit of oxide into it, slap it on, and sure, looks as good as new. So we're going to show you exactly how to do that today. What we've got is the following. We've got our PPC cement, a bucket, some water. We've got this stuff, which is all important. This is called bonding liquid. And of course, we've got our black oxide. All right. And the coolest paintbrush that you can ever get hold of, or like a block brush. This is really up to personal preference. I like using a pretty softish one. You can get the ones that are really inexpensive, a typical block brush, which you can use as well, just depending on the technique and finish that you're wanting. All right, Garth, I've got this gadget over here. Now, this is basically a 1 kg's worth, and you can see it inside here. So I'm going to use 3 of these of just ordinary cement. That's all we're going to use. Okay, so would you mind just lopping it in here for me? And then I'm going to add it to our bucket. Okay, so first step is there. I've got 3 kgs of dry cement powder inside the bucket. Now what I'm going to be doing is, this is where you need to be really careful. Because if you're going to be making several mixes over your area, you've got to make sure that you measure out your consistency perfectly and get it right, especially when you're adding oxide, because then you're going to get major color variations. If, for instance, your next batch you only mix 1 kg and you've forgotten how much of this stuff to add, well, it's going to end up looking really motley and ugly. So remember that and keep that in mind. So based on this mixture that I've got now, I'm going to be adding in half of what I've got here, half of my same measuring. So basically it's a volume driven of black oxide. Okay, and final bit is our bonding liquid. And the bonding liquid I'm adding in the same volume, and that's based entirely on the instructions that you'll find on the bottle. What the bonding liquid does is helps the flexibility, helps our mixture adhere to the wall, especially when you're dealing with existing surfaces. Okay, whack it in, Garth. Ooh, lovely. Looks like we're baking a cake. Okay, now, will you just put some water in for me, Garth, and I'm going to just stir this up. That's it. Lovely. Now, in terms of how much water you got to add, that I can't really tell you. You're going to think, well, you've told me everything else now. Why can't you tell me that? Well, the thing is that this is all really about consistency. And it will vary according to how much liquid or how dry your cement powder is. Ultimately, what we're wanting is a runny yogurt consistency, which I'll show you in a second once I've mixed up this awesome mixture here. This is looking gorgeous. Perfect. Look at that. Ooh. Lovely, lovely consistency. Now all that we got to do is the fun part. This is where we start getting to use it and put it on our wall. And it's going to be messy, folks. So make sure that you put down some sheeting or newspaper or whatever you've got. Do that, or else you are going to have the stuff all over you. So what we do now is just put it over here and drop it in and apply it. Now, this is where you really get to have fun. You can go wild. You can either do strokes this way and that way, and then you get a certain look. You can either then just go circular motion, and don't try and finish it off really neatly. I mean, you want it to have a kind of rough texture about it. Of course, if it is a bit too sloppy, all you do is you add a little bit more of the dry cement, and it's as simple as that. All you do is carry on with that. doing your circular motion or your crosses in whichever way you prefer. Do that, let it dry, have a look at it, see if you're happy with it. If you want more texture, you just slap on another layer. Also, on cement pots, if you've got old cement pots that really are needing a bit of a lift, well, here's a cool project that you could take this kind of slurry mixture and slap that onto some old concrete pots, and hey presto, they've got a whole new life. Okay, so I'm having loads of fun. I'm making my way just around this braai area. Simple technique, carry on all around. When I finish that, I'm just going to let it dry, and then I'm going to show you how to just zoot up this wood. And of course, then we've got some cool plants that are going in some containers just on top here. With any wood surfaces in any home, especially if it's outdoors, almost every year you have to treat it with something. Generally, I'm against using varnishes, because when you've used a varnish, you've then got to scrape it down, sand it down, and then you've got to reapply it. What I generally prefer using is this stuff. It's called Food for Wood. It's a Wooddock product, and it's so easy to use. All it is I put it into one of these trays. Works so much easier, just like that. It's like a wax, almost like a wax sealer, and it really does work incredibly well. The table that I use at home, where all the planting up happens, it's sealed with that stuff. And you know what? Every now and then when your wood is just looking a bit tired, all you do is put some of this stuff on and just look how it soaks it in. It's sucking it all up. Gorgeous. And you do that probably twice a year, and that's all you need to do to the wood. So I'm just going to carry on merrily all the way along here. And then I've got some plants to show you. So 3 layers of the Food for Wood has gone into this. It really has transformed the surface. It's looking absolutely amazing. Notice that in the level area here, we've actually got 2 holes. And of course, what's going in there? But some beautiful planted up herbs. We've just used galvanized buckets that you get from your local hardware store. Put a few holes in the bottom. Makes a brilliant planter. And all I'm going to do is just pop it in here. There we go. Mind the fingers. There we go. And my second one, in he goes over there. So not only have you got a gorgeous area to work on, but you've got your herbs right here as you need them. What have we got in here? I've got some beautiful, lemon thyme, lovely, some lettuce that I can just pick away. I've got some feverfew, some nasturtiums, great if you've got a sore throat, very good, high in vitamin C. Chilies, of course, everybody needs that, some sorrel, and this is pineapple sage. It has the most amazing fragrance. So as you're busy cooking in your braai area, you're needing a few herbs, well, away you go, munch away, and I certainly couldn't think of anything better in an area where I'd like to cook outside. So all that's left for me to do is to taste the herbs and say to you, till next week, do take care and happy gardening.
The Gardener is proudly brought to you by PPC Cement.